Hi Year 1, welcome to my veggie garden. Let's see, what do we have in the veggie garden today? Say hi, Alfie. Hi boys and girls. We've got some strawberries. I wonder, can you see any strawberries that we can pick? Oh, some hiding in there. It's fun to look through this bush and find strawberries and pick them. Tell you who else likes strawberries? My dog, Alfie. I'll leave that there for him. We're in my veggie garden today because the veggie garden, my veggie garden, is the best place in the world. Don't you agree? It's the best place in the world. Today we are going to be writing a persuasive text on strawberry on my teeth. The best place in the world. I wonder, where's your favourite place in the whole world? Is it the beach? Is it school? Is it your backyard? Is it a particular place that maybe you go on holidays every year? Maybe Queensland? Fiji? Lucky. Is it church? I wonder where your favourite place in the world is. Today, you're going to be writing a piece of writing, a persuasive text, convincing others that your favourite place truly is the best place in the whole wide world. If I was writing this persuasive text about my veggie garden, I might say, my veggie garden is the best place in the world. I'm going to give 3 reasons why I think it's the best place in the world. My veggie garden is the best place in the whole world. 1, it's nice and quiet out here and it's a lovely spot to relax and get some peace and quiet. My second reason why my veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world is that it's lots of fun to plant plants, choose what I'm going to put into my garden, go and buy it and plant it in. I really enjoy that process. The third reason why my veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world is because I like spending time with my dog out here. It's a special place that we get to spend time together. These are my 3 reasons why Mrs. Topman's veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world. Don't you agree? My text might sound a little something like that. I would of course write it out. And the purpose of my text is trying to convince you, thanks for the kisses, Alfie, that my veggie garden really is the best place in the whole wide world. All right, I want you to have a little think. Where do you think is the best place in the whole wide world? Today you are going to write a text to convince others that your favourite place is the best place in the whole wide world. I want you to give me 3 reasons why. Before we do that though, we are going to play a game of fact versus opinion. If you're at school, you might like to stand up and join in if you're doing this all together as a whole class. If you are at home, you can just put your hands on your head or your hands on your hip to answer the following questions. Fact or opinion? Remember, we have been having a bit of a discussion around what's the difference between fact and opinion. A fact is something that doesn't change based on who you talk to. It's always true. It's always a fact. God is good. It's always a fact. It's always true. An opinion is something that can change depending on who you speak to. Everyone can have a different opinion and that's okay. So Mrs. Topman might think that her veggie garden is the best place in the whole world, but Thomas Kite might think riding his bike through the park, of course, is the best place in the whole wide world. Or Emily might think the beach is the best place in the whole wide world. Or Evie might think Bulli is the best place in the whole wide world. Or Inshira might think One Red's classroom is her favourite place in the whole wide world. Everyone can have a different opinion. That's okay. All right, if you think the following statement is a fact, I want you to put your hands on your head. If you think it's an opinion, put your hands on your hips. Fact or opinion? Red is the best colour. I wonder if you put your hands on your hip because that statement is an opinion. Someone else might think something differently, a different colour, maybe rainbow. Maybe Billy thinks rainbow is the best colour in the whole wide world. All right, fact or opinion? Strawberries are a plant that grows in the ground. All right, I hope your hands were on your head because strawberries are a plant that grows in the ground, and no matter who you talk to, that fact stays the same. It doesn't change. Alfie is Mrs. Topman's dog. Fact or opinion? I hope you said facts because Alfie is Mrs. Topman's dog. The proof is right there. With evidence, you can show something to prove that it is correct. No matter who you talk to, it's going to stay the same. All right, last one. Mr. Jones is the best teacher in the whole wide world. Fact or opinion? We would like to say fact, but it's an opinion. Some people at a different school, maybe they go to Wollongong Public School, and they don't even know Mr. Jones. So they're not going to say Mr. Jones is the best teacher in the whole wide world. We might think he is, because he is a very good teacher. But different children at different schools might say something different. So it is an opinion. All right, we're going to take a pause from the garden and say goodbye to Alfie. Say bye, boys and girls. We're going to say goodbye to my favourite place, the veggie garden. And we're going to go inside and we're going to write a persuasive text together. And then I'm going to leave you and let you go and write yours about your favourite place in the world, all on your own. All right, we are back inside now and we are ready to write a persuasive text together. Remember that the purpose of a persuasive text is to convince someone else to agree with your opinion. We are going to have a go together at writing a persuasive text, then I'm going to let you head off and write your own. Okay, the title, that's the words that go at the top of your page today, is the best place in the whole wide world. When we write a title, the words start with capital letters. So they're not stray capitals, they're not lost. They're just capitals because this is a title. All right, can you write the best place in the whole wide world and underline it as your title in your holiday learning book? All right, in my persuasive text today, I'm going to start with what we call an introduction, where I say where my favourite place is, and I try to tell you, you won't listen, but I try to tell you that it's the best place in the whole wide world, and you should agree with my opinion. So in your introduction, you're going to write something along the lines of, my veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world. It's okay if you repeat your title because you haven't actually yet set that in your text if it's a title. In fact, it's good to repeat your title somewhere in the text. My veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world. It is lush, it is green, it's a lovely peaceful spot, and I enjoy gardening. Here are my reasons why my veggie garden is my favourite place. All right, then you're going to leave a paragraph. So we've got a few lines, a few sentences there called our introduction. Leave a blank line and start a new paragraph. And then you're going to write 1 dot because this will be your first reason. How many reasons are you going to give me? 3. That's correct. We are writing in full sentences year 1, so I'm not just going to say because. Because is a word that goes in the middle of a sentence, not at the beginning, and definitely not at the end, in the middle. So to make this a full sentence, I'm going to start with, I love my veggie garden because, now because it's in the middle, it is a lovely, peaceful place to sit and relax, full stop. It is quiet out the front of my house, except for when the cars go by. And you may have heard a few of those in the video. And it is nice and cool in the shade. All right, so there's my first reason. Notice I didn't just write one sentence. If you are finding it a little bit tricky, maybe one sentence is a good starting point. But I want to challenge you to try and do more than one sentence for each of your reasons. 1, 2, 3. All right, 2. So then you're going to leave a line, paragraph, and write 2 dot. We're going to say our second reason. I'm going to start with a full sentence again, so I can start it the same way as the last if I want. I love my veggie garden because I'm going to actually use a sequencing word at the start of this paragraph, and I'm going to write the word secondly, comma. So I've got my first reason, and then I'm writing secondly. I love my veggie garden because I get to choose what plants I plant there. I love thinking about what I would like to grow next and going and getting the seeds from the shop and planting them in my garden. I'm going to give an example because some of us are super writers and we're up to providing an example per paragraph. An example is like a bit of a story about how you do that. So for example, at the moment, I am waiting for my tomato seeds to sprout. Exclamation mark. All right, I've got my second reason. Now I'm going to write 3 dot, and I might start with the sequencing word thirdly, comma. I always use a comma after my sequencing word. Thirdly, I love my veggie garden because, well, this time I might like to change up how I start my paragraph, and I might say, thirdly, my veggie garden is the best place in the whole wide world. I wrote best in capital letters to really emphasize, I mean best place in the whole wide world because it grows food that we can actually eat. I love sharing strawberries. I'm going to make this another example for my super writers who are working on adding an example in each of their reasons. For example, I love sharing strawberries that I have grown in my garden with my dog, Alfie. And Alfie needs a capital letter because he's a proper noun. There's only one Alfie the dog. It's a name. All right, I've got my 3 reasons now. I've got my title, I've got my introduction, I've got my 3 reasons. Now I'm going to end with what we call a conclusion, which is like the very last paragraph in your text. And I'm going to write, here are my reasons why you should agree with me that my veggie garden is the most awesome place in the whole wide world. I hope you get to visit one day. The end. There's my text trying to convince someone that the place that I think is the best in the world really is. And here are my 3 reasons why. All right, I want you to choose somewhere. It might be in your local community, maybe your park, maybe your beach, maybe the local shops or cafe. It might be somewhere you've gone on holiday to, maybe Broome, Queensland, Perth, Sydney. It could be the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, Taronga Zoo. I want you to think of a place anywhere in the whole wide world that you think is the best place in the world, and write a text just like we have together, giving me 3 reasons why it is the best place in the world. Remember your introduction at the start of your text and your conclusion at the end. When you're finished your writing, put it on Seesaw, because Mrs. Topman and Mr. Jones can't wait to find out where your favourite place in the whole wide world is and why you think it's the best. You might like to add a little drawing or a picture or even a photo if it's somewhere you've been on holidays to your work so we can see where you think is the best place in the world. All right, you one, go and do your writing now. Have a great day.